$2,400 for SSI and SSDI, plus a 20% increase and a step up annually. FPUC retroactive back to July for $600 a week and then going forward. EIDL grant, the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant. All these questions, where, when, how? This is the debut of a new show on LALATE called Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. It's all the great things you've always wanted, and they're finally coming in January. For the sake of simplicity, I'm putting everything from Biden's stimulus, the big stimulus packages of January, into a new show, and this is it, Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad you're joining me on a new show on this channel, which airs on simplicity, making everything very easy and simple for you. Where's that SSDI money? Where's the EIDL money? Where's the FPUC retroactive? Where's the rent? Where's the mortgage forbearance? Where's the food? Where are all those things? They're right here. In your new show, Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package, the big Biden stimulus package. I will go over all the deal provisions, and as we see things manifest themselves over the next couple of weeks, we'll have more details. But please subscribe because no one's getting you more up to date and getting you ready for the big money coming in a few days. Also, like this video, it really helps in the algorithm ranking. In this video, I'll be going over what is in third stimulus. What is a third stimulus check? Is it multiple stimulus checks? Hint, it is. What are the stimulus checks going to be like? And when would they formulate? And what about SSI stimulus checks? And what about Calcino stimulus checks? Oh, they're in there as well. I'm so excited for you. So let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that third stimulus check and third stimulus package, which you're hearing first on this channel, aka Biden stimulus, is the big behemoth that's going to have so much that you really need and you've really been wondering about. And let's go over all those deal provisions right now. Let's start with the EIDL grant, because I'm already getting those questions. The second, and when I answer these questions, I'm also going to answer what's not in the second stimulus package, the one announced this week from Congress. The new Congress bill that was announced this week has EIDL grant back in it, but it's not EIDL grant for everyone. It's only EIDL grant for a unique group of people, namely for minority-owned businesses in distressed economic communities. New applicants. So, what's in third stimulus? The remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant. The EIDL grant you never got, but I got your application in on time when the application window was open and never got paid. Or the grant for the loan you got paid but never got a grant. It's basically everyone from May to the present who got a loan application or a grant and a loan application on file timely, but never got a full $10,000 or let alone a penny. You will get the remainder of your $10,000 grant or your $10,000 grant if you got zero in the third stimulus package. The reason is very simple. One, the Democrats have always wanted you to have it. Two, Javier Carranza will be gone. She's the sort of core of why you have never got to the remainder of $10,000 grant and why you never got a penny of grant in some cases of viewers of this channel. Repeat, there are viewers who got their application on file when the grant window was open but never got paid a penny. There are people who got their application on file when the window was open but only got $1,000 per employee. And then there are people who got the EIDL loan approved in the last few weeks because of this channel but never got a grant application on file because it didn't have a line for grant on the application. All those people would get taken care of, claims the Biden administration, under the third stimulus package. Next, SSI, SSDI. What are you getting under the third stimulus check and third stimulus package? You would get a separate series of items just for you. And it's not a replacement for anything else. It's in addition to. Remember, anything that I tell you in this recording, the third stimulus check and third stimulus package, is based upon the representations and warranties of the Biden administration. Ultimately, when things go to drafting negotiations, they can get removed or changed. It sounds like I'm giving a disclaimer for a Cuisinart, but it's true. Ultimately, things can get changed, but let me tell you what the Biden administration has represented in their writings. You're going to get $200 a month starting from January. Yeah, it would go back to January even if the bill starts in February, all the way to December 31st on top of your existing benefits. So you don't have to do anything. It would literally land on your check every month. So if you're getting $800 a month normally, you'll get $1,000 a month. Do you have to do anything? No, don't have to do anything. That would be for 1 year to December 31st of this year. It should be next year. Don't have to do anything. Next, you would get two other items. One, you would get a step up to 20%. It's a complicated calculation. I always say up to 20% because it's very complicated how they're going to do it. It's too difficult to explain in recording. But basically, if you get $1,000 a month, you can get up to $1,200, and that would be lifetime. They would raise you 1 point, and that would be for the lifetime of your benefits. Why is that in there? Because they say basically you haven't been paid enough over a lifetime, which is absolutely true. You've been left behind. Third, you would be tied to a new benchmark. The new benchmark would not be COLA, cost of living adjustment. The new benchmark would be something other than COLA. Why do people not like COLA, including me and you? Because COLA doesn't move. Eggs go up, milk goes up, gas goes up, rent goes up, food goes up. COLA's flat. And then at the end of the year, you're like, you're only raising my benefits 12 cents, but everything went through the roof, eggs and milk and everything went through the roof. Well, COLA was flat. COLA doesn't work. Make it very simple. COLA doesn't work, so they're going to tie it to a different type of benchmark that does go up. This is all great news. Again, you don't have to do anything for it. It's automatic. We love the word automatic on this channel. Let me go back to EIDL because I left something out and I know you're already typing the comment. Do I have to reapply for the EIDL grant to get the remainder of the $10,000 grant? Do I have to resubmit my application? Is it automatic? What if I never filled out a form that said for the EIDL grant and I went for the EIDL loan in the last few weeks of November, December because of you, and it didn't say EIDL grant on it there? Do I have to reapply? We don't know that answer just yet. And trust me, that is the million-dollar question. Based upon close to, 35 million hours of viewing time. I don't know what it's, 200 billion hours of viewing time on this channel since April 24th. I've always said the following. If you do reapply, it will trigger you have a duplicate application warning, and they'll notice there's a first application. So ultimately, there's nothing bad to reapply. Do not reapply because you're watching this video. But I'm just telling you the implications of reapplying basically triggers them to realize there was a first application, which is not a bad thing. It's just like, here I am. Take care of me. I'm over here. And one thing SBA is good about is they do things in order. All right, next. What also are you getting in the third stimulus package? Breathe deep. Let's breathe deep. Just say it together. Multiple stimulus checks. It just comes out so nicely, doesn't it? Multiple stimulus checks. The Biden administration is representing you're getting multiple stimulus checks until the pandemic's over. Okay, the last part of that sentence makes me very nervous today, and you know why. You know why. A new strain of the vaccine was identified in London over the weekend, and the new strain of the vaccine is so worrisome because the new strain has overtaken the prior strain. It has a 70% increased transmission ability. There's concerns that the vaccine does not stop this new strain of the, did I say vaccine? New strain of the virus. New strain of the virus, not strain of the vaccine. New strain of the virus. There's concern the vaccine may not work against the strain of the virus. The new strain of the virus is so troublesome that they're worried that this may not stop the pandemic when we originally thought. Bottom line is when we're talking about multiple stimulus checks, we could see a lot more multiple stimulus checks for a longer period of time than ever before. Additionally, how about the people who qualify for the multiple stimulus checks? That could likely be changed in the Biden administration. The Democrats have traditionally not taken out for child support. The second stimulus package does take out for child support. The Democrats have not generally had a larger household, a household of 5. The current stimulus package, the second stimulus package, has a family of 4. The Democrats have generally paid for adult dependents. The second stimulus package does not pay for adult dependents. So you could see the provisions in addition to the amount, which is not going to be $600, to be changed dramatically under the third stimulus package. Hazard pay. I know you're going to ask about it. Hazard pay. Essential workers, yes. Hazard pay, yes. How much? Again, a lot of these provisions depend on whether the Senate goes GOP or Democrat. I'm recording this based upon the Senate going Democrat and I'm also saying them based upon the provisions that Biden has represented he thinks he's going to get. He wants to pay $10,000 of hazard pay from January all the way up to 60 days after the pandemic's over, $13 an hour, times the number of hours you worked for essential workers. The definition of essential workers is very broad. It includes everything from Grubhub to Airbnb to grocery it is far more comprehensive than the normal essential workers, but those terminology needs to be modified. How do you apply? Yeah, you know what I'm about to say. I do not know if they're going to fix the provision where you can apply instead of the employer, because Nancy had last had it. The employer applied, not you. What else under third stimulus? Well, rent, more rent. The current rent stimulus under the second stimulus package is shorter. Additionally, what else new? Eviction moratorium. They presumably would make it a federal eviction moratorium. I don't like this eviction moratorium under the second stimulus package. It's a CDC eviction moratorium, which means you got to do paperwork. You shouldn't have to do paperwork. And Senator Harris, now VP-elect Harris, is one of the biggest advocates for this. She says you shouldn't have to do paperwork, and there should be an agency for it. There should be a legal defense fund to ensure you're not taken advantage of by your landlord. And I presume that the eviction moratorium under Harris-Biden will be much more protective than this sort of flippity thing. Mortgage forbearance, yes. Rent assistance, yes. The rent assistance under the HEROES Act was to have you apply to an agency, not to have you sit back and wait for state and local to get the money. That's sort of strange under this. Extension of PUA, yes. Extension of UI, yes. More money for PPP, yes. There's so many things else that you could be surprised about under the second stimulus package. A lot of things have changed in here. There's nothing particularly bad in the second stimulus package that I see, with the exception of numbers are sometimes bad. They're too small. They should have been bigger. I don't like the eviction moratorium. It should have been written in a different way, but there's nothing so bad that you want to take it out. Let's just say it that way. There are things that you want to revise, make bigger, make the deal terms more comprehensive and more inclusive, like the elimination of eviction moratorium, elimination of no adult dependence. You want to take that out. You want to make things broader. So I think you're going to see a lot of what's in the second stimulus package expanded as well. For now, when would you see this money? You would see this, well, first of all, you're going to start seeing this bill in the next few days. You're going to start seeing this, we're going to start talking about this bill as early as right after Christmas. They have a very finite period of time to get this bill passed, and I would presume that they're already drafting it. The fact that this dropped today, the second stimulus package bill, has 5,000 pages, shows you it was a version of something they've been working on since May of last year. I presume the third stimulus package will sort of piggyback on the language, modify it, stretch it wider, add things to it rather than starting from scratch, making it easier on the drafters. With that, there's so much exciting news across the board for third stimulus and third stimulus package. So join me every day on the continuing series of this channel, Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. Subscribe and go to the Funds channel, subscribe. Also, like this video. And coming up is Being a Mitch, live recording, and thank you for joining me on Afternoons LLA.